What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. As we know, Andy Ruiz underwent successful surgery Tuesday in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, and is scheduled to return to the ring in December, his team told ESPN Knockout. Ruiz now is 34, 2-22, was hoping to face Charles Martin in December, but he finally made a decision to undergo the surgery that he said had been delayed for years. He underwent surgery on his right knee. He had been struggling with that knee for about 3 years. Andy Ruiz Sr. said he could not run very much. He couldn't do certain movements. He used gel to deal with the pain, but it was not enough. And he made the decision to get the procedure done, which was an arthroscopy. It was done by the same doctor who operated on Canelo Alvarez. There's a chance Ruiz won't fight until 2022, but Ruiz's father said both doctor and physical trainer told him he could still make the December deadline or timeline. Ruiz last fought in May, defeating Chris Arreola. Okay, so let me stop there. As we can see, Andy Ruiz, he's, recovering. I'm glad that he's had a successful surgery, because those things are, and a lot of that was dealing with his own weight and, fluctuation with his weight. If anything, if he lost weight, it would help with the pain. But let me counterpunch people. Based on what I read from that article, what is the true elephant in the room? He was going to fight Charles Martin in October, but then decided to take a surgery before that fight, but expects to be back December or sometime in December. What sticks out to me is what I also continued to read was the fact that who the hell will his opponent be in December? Chances are it won't be Charles Martin. It'll be somebody else that either we don't want to see him fight or someone else that we never heard of, which we don't want to see Andy Ruiz fight someone we never heard of. And it just seems like to me that he ducked Charles Martin. I mean, let's be real. You had negotiations to fight in October Charles Martin, which is another former champion, a guy that knows you pretty well, a guy that you also worked and sparred with. But then you decided to take a surgery then. But why? That's the big question. Why did you decide to take a surgery when you're in negotiations or in talks of fighting another former champion? That would have been a good fight for you. See, it would be different if Andy Ruiz had something that he was playing basketball or, hiking or running and twisted an ankle or the knee got, like it was something that he had to get done right then. Like it was emergency surgery is exactly that. Errol Spence had emergency surgery. That's what you call emergency surgery. Hey, something's wrong with you. We need to operate, right? To fix the problem. That wasn't Andy's situation. Andy's situation was, hey, we're talking about fighting another known fighter, a southpaw, Charles Martin. What do you plan to do? My knee, I want to work on my knee. And it's crazy because it's like, well, why didn't you do the shit afterwards? Because this is not anything, he couldn't deal with the pain any longer. Dude, stop. I've seen Andy Ruiz run, this year. And he was running pretty damn fast with the belly lift, okay? He was running pretty damn fast to me. He couldn't run much, but he was running good when he did. I just don't buy it. Not saying there was nothing wrong with his knee. What I'm saying is that type of shit could have waited. He could have fought Charles Martin, then had the surgery. That's given if he would beat Charles Martin. You know, my counterpunch on Ruiz is he is pissing away every possible noticeable opportunity as a fighter. You know, it's like, what was the last thing you seen Andy Ruiz do in the last 2 fucking years? Nothing. You seen him fight Chris Arreola this year in May. He gets dropped. I think that scared the shit out of his camp. Then they come and talks to Charles Martin. Then they thought about Charles Martin. No, he's an improved fighter because they know, and Andy knows, just like the Reynosos know, that Manny Robles is not a fucking bad trainer. And in fact, they knew that he was going to come in there prepared. So they, you know what they did? They ducked him. They took a surgery. They ducked Charles Martin for a surgery. That's exactly what happened. Because now in December, you think Charles Martin is going to wait around for Andy Ruiz? I hope he does. But chances are he won't, because they know how it goes. People, if you don't fight, you don't eat. So why would you wait for Andy Ruiz going through surgery, given that he may not even come back in December? See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Andy Ruiz, you went from Dillian White, Luis Ortiz, now Charles Martin. You have not fought anybody of notice. You fought a fucking 40-year-old. And then you got dropped by the 40-year-old. I mean, I can't make this shit up. Then you talk about fighting Charles Martin, and I guess he thought about it like, oh, well, wait a minute. I don't want to do this. And please don't blame it on your knee. But I will say this to cushion all that I said. It would be better for Andy Ruiz to take the surgery now, or should I say, the only reason this would be good for Andy Ruiz is if he did fight Charles Martin and lost, he wouldn't use the knee surgery as an excuse, because at that point, nobody would really buy it. You know what I mean? Nobody would buy the idea that you were hurt going into a knee surgery for the last 3 years. Because if someone would have heard that after he gets defeated, like let's say Charles Martin goes in there and beats Andy Ruiz up, then he says, my knee, I couldn't move. You know what they would think? Manny Pacquiao. Right? It would have just been Deontay Wilder. It would have just been someone else making excuses, and his credibility would have, right? Fell from grace. So that is the only good thing that you can look at when you're talking about Andy Ruiz taking all of a sudden surgery to fix something that's been around for the last 3 years. That's the only positive thing about it, but really nothing much more. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Andy Ruiz undergoing surgery and coming out successfully. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.